Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with a hot take. Later night hot take. Oh my gosh, it's past midnight already. I gotta get these on. Um, Antifa is going away. It's going away. How do I know? Well, it starts with stuff like this. Breaking. Speaker Pelosi's house vandalized with red paint, pig's head, spray painted the message 2K, crossed out. Cancel rent, we want everything. It's pretty blatant. You might think it was almost a bunch of Trump supporters trolling, which is possible. I kind of doubt it, though, because it's San Francisco, where there are no Trump supporters. Oops, sorry. And, the pig head, that's kind of an Antifa thing now. It's gross, stupid. I'm against this as much as I dislike Nancy Pelosi. I think a peaceful protest at her home would be a little more effective. Not that she's ever in it. Or organizing people to, write her, stuff that's going to make her look bad and maybe actually lose the election someday if she gets primaried or whatever. Although I think this is her last term, so whatever. I'll tell you one thing you could do, San Francisco, to get rid of Nancy Pelosi. Don't vote for her. Don't vote for any Democrat ever again. I mean, how much more, horrible things do you need to have happen? But Antifa, if this is you, and I suspect that it is, you're dumb. You're really dumb now. Because your time is over. Yeah, you're done. Here are 4 arrested after Antifa attacks in Seattle business on 9. Seattle officers report the arrest of 4 people following the Antifa New Year's Eve attack on local business near Cal Anderson Park. The attackers vandalized business and fired fireworks at a youth services center. It's weird. Guys weren't getting arrested for that before, and now you're getting arrested. This is comparatively mild to the stuff you were doing before. Why are you suddenly being arrested? Why? Well, here's one of the reasons. This is Ted Wheeler, who...
My good faith efforts at de-escalation.
My good faith efforts at de-escalation. This is a clip, so he didn't start the speech at that. I mean, it's just insane that he thinks, I made some good faith efforts to de-escalate. But guess what? He's done de-escalating, you morons.
Have been met with ongoing violence and even scorn.
And now the election's over, so F you.
From radical Antifa and anarchists.
Oh, now they're radical. Now they're anarchists.
In response, it will be necessary to use additional tools and to push the limits of the tools we already have.
Tear gas Ted is a-coming, and he's bringing the tear gas, I'll bet.
To bring the criminal destruction and violence to an end.
Now that the election's over.
Lawlessness and anarchy come at great expense and with great risk to the future of our community.
And now that the election's over, we're going to stop it.
It's time to push back harder.
Now that the election's over.
Against those who are set on destroying our community.
That's you, useful idiots.
And to take more risks in fighting lawlessness.
Now that the election's over.
In closing, once again, I condemn anyone who engages in violence or criminal destruction, no matter what their ideology.
Now that the election is over. You guys are going to jail, finally. As Sticks and Hammers said today in his video, I believe, that's one of the few silver linings of a Biden administration. You guys are getting stomped. Better close up shop and burn those hoodies. Now BLM, that's a bit of a different story. They're already pivoting away. They'll survive, obviously, but they're going to transform, and suddenly there won't be any looting. Oh no, looting? Can't have looting. We don't loot. Did we ever loot? they'll suddenly transform into, a place, a movement to, educate people. Yeah, you really educate our children on how to loot and riot when you don't get your way. But here are the worst 10 mayors in the nation in 2020. Number 10, Michael Hancock. He was the Denver mayor who told everybody to stay home as much as you can, and then got on a plane and went to go spend Thanksgiving with his daughter in Mississippi. Good for you, you hypocrite. Number 9, Sam Liccardo in San Jose. Also, another guy who told everybody to hunker down and then went on vacation because rules for thee, but not for me. Stephen Adler, this one I don't know if I know about. He has been a zealot for beer virus rules and mask compliance. His Twitter profile shows that he is a perfect poster child for mask adherence. I don't really see anything. Third Court of Appeals just denied the state's emergency's appeal. District Court ruling. This is not a drill. Austin is experiencing uncontrolled spread of the virus. There's no better way to bring in a new year than in solidarity with our neighbors. I guess he's just Mayor Karen, really. Did he do something? Seems to be on Twitter a lot. Oh my. Yes, he's all about this virus. Holy cow, look at him go. Between criticisms of Republican Texas Governor Greg Abbott, Adler makes sure to post statistics from the County Department of Health information on how you can stop the spread. While he was gaslighting his constituents, pretending to be all in it together, Adler was posting his crumbs of wisdoms from a vacation home, wait for it, in Cabo San Lucas. Oh, this is the guy who was in San Lucas. I thought it was the previous guy. Didn't the previous guy go to San Lucas too? Somewhere on vacation. Let me back up and see. Yeah, he was. San Jose Mayor Sam Liccardo ignored his own protocols and had Thanksgiving dinner with family members. Oh, outside his own household. Okay. So he was a hypocrite too, just not as big as this guy, it seems, who went all the way on vacation. I mean, these guys, they're just shameless. You'd think you would just go, okay, we won't go on vacation this year because we're doing this beer virus thing, and we'll wait. We'll wait a year, right? Nah, these people don't wait. They're too rich. London Breed of San Francisco. Is that the name of the person? London Breed? That's her name? What a weird name. Second Coastie running in the top 10 sweepstakes. Besides the most pretentious name this side of Stockton, the San Francisco mayor's woke governance have seen an exponential increase in homelessness, drug use, and public nudity on the streets, not to mention dodging fecal matter on all major thoroughfare. Breed has also overseen the exodus of several Silicon Valley heavyweights, including Palantir's Alex Karp and Oracle's Larry Ellison. Yet, like Governor Gavin Newsom, another major mayoral entry, Breed targets churches as vectors of beer virus spread. Oof. I really don't like that. I don't get, these Democrats really hate religion. They used to say that back in the 80s, and I would be like, what? You're crazy. Democrats don't hate religion. They're just not super religious. I think they really hate religion now. I mean, I've never seen anybody attack churches like these people do now. It's like, well, now that the churches aren't a big deal, and now that we know most of our constituents don't go there, we can attack them. Yeah, free range to attack them. What a bunch of jerks. San Francisco is full of champagne elitists, but even they are getting fed up. These elected officials are constantly saying we must sacrifice our time with our family and friends and blah, blah, blah. So... Oh, she's the one who attended a 60th birthday party of socialite Goretti Lou at the exclusive restaurant in the very same private dining room Newsom's party occupied. Oh, right. Okay. She was the one who followed up Gavin Newsom, went to the French Laundry. Nice. Nice, right? You know, Gavin Newsom does it, gets blasted for it all over the place, and what does she do? Same damn thing. Same damn thing. You know, I wouldn't blame these people for doing this if they weren't such hypocrites, if they didn't make rules saying the rest of us couldn't do it. Like, what is the big deal about saying, listen, don't go to restaurants if you can possibly avoid it. You know, we're not going to shut them down, but just don't go unless you absolutely have to. And if you do, wear a mask and wash your hands and, you know, social distance and all that stuff. Like, I wouldn't have a problem with it that. But these guys want you not to go. Oh, but they're very important. Jacob Fry, of course, he's just pathetic in my view. Now to the frozen tundra of the upper Midwest. Had it not been for the death of George Floyd, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry, or Frey, could have fallen into woke obscurity with another pajama boy running a major city into the ground. Thanks to Black Lives Matter and Antifa's violent protest over the death of George Floyd, Frey is doing a horrible job rebuilding from the ruins, especially with no federal funds to assist that. You broke it, you pay for it. Yeah, if only. Biden gets in there. He'll rain down money on this kook. Fry, the Minneapolis City and the Minneapolis City Council led the rallying cry to defund the police after Floyd-inspired violence, where Frey allowed rioters to burn down the police headquarters. Fry and the council got their wish, cutting $8 million from the police budget, but that monkey's paw grant came with a huge surge in violent crime. If Frey stays on track, he'll move up the list come next year. Yeah, I mean, these idiots are defunding the police while realizing, oh my God, there's no police now. It's like, what did you expect? You know, if you were going to actually defund the police and replace them, or, you know, replace the police as people who defend that whole saying say, oh, they're not really defunding the police. They're going to replace the police with something different. Oh, okay. Why would you cut the budget at all then? Why wouldn't you just start swapping out the cops for your new, I don't know, woke counselors, whatever the hell you're doing? Jenny Durkin, of course. Oh, yeah. Mayor of the Chaz in Seattle. Well, we don't have to go after her. Obviously, you know, her allowing the Chaz to grow and thrive and then having people murdered in it, only turning on the cops when they actually came to her house and vandalized it. This is, you know, Jenny is going to get her revenge, though, Antifa, before she goes. She'll be sending the cops, too. And here's Ted Wheeler at number 4. Now he's all about stopping the protesters, even after they, like, humiliated him on the street multiple times. Even after they attacked him at his own home, attacked his condo, tried to build a Chaz right outside the condo. No, now he's going to turn on the cops. Oh, number 3, Lori Lightfoot. Of course, the woman who absolutely needed a haircut. You know, you have to get a good haircut when you're going to so many funerals, where she must go to a lot of funerals, because it just seems like every day about 40 or 50 people get shot in Chicago and die. And that's not even why she's probably on the list. You know, it's more that she's a total hypocrite and doesn't know how to run her city. And of course, number 2, and I'm surprised he only made number 2, is Bill de Blasio, who I blasted yesterday for dancing in the middle of Times Square, which he closed for himself and his wife. You know, thousands dead, businesses destroyed beyond recognition. Really, the whole city's destroyed, mostly thanks to this communist. There's really a special place in hell for someone like Bill de Blasio. You know, these guys have attacked religion so much, I want to start going to church again. I mean, that's how bad it is. But finally, number 1 is Eric Garcetti of Los Angeles. Now, he actually threatened to turn off people's power and water. Diarist Katie Batts said it best. The situation isn't any better on the West Coast either, where Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti approach to the beer virus epidemic has only worsened. many of the most pressing issues facing the city. Homelessness, for example, has long been a major problem facing Los Angeles. Mayor Garcetti has promised to address the issue, but he has come up short time and time again in finding a true solution. The city pledged to house 15,000 of its homeless residents during the beer virus pandemic, but it has continuously failed to meet that goal. While Garcetti referred to the homeless population as horse S, it has ignored the overflow of human detritus and waste that has filled every street and freeway underpass from Atwater Village to Woodland Hills. He is fixated on ensuring that every beer virus diktat spewed by Governor Hair Gel Newsom is enforced, even declaring that snitches get rewards to anyone who would report their neighbor for violating Governor's safer at home orders. Wow. Straight out of the Soviet Union, democratic socialists deserve to reap what they sow, not the rest of us. Perhaps we need a wall around Los Angeles. Snitches get rewards. Garcetti issues new rules to report safer at home violators. Wow. Cutting off power and water from homes and businesses who refuse to adhere to the orders. And, keep in mind that woman who made that heart-wrenching video about her business, they let the movie studio set up in the same parking lot. She had to set up and she couldn't serve food. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, it's really a tie, I think, between him and de Blasio. But, these guys will be looking for some scapegoat to blame for their city's problems. And what better scapegoat, now that they don't need you, than Antifa? Oh, yeah, that's coming. That's coming. And they're going to look back, and in a few weeks, after fighting you guys, and you guys bravely resisting by, screaming, they're going to be able to look back and say, yeah, here was all the problems. These Antifa guys did it all. See? You are useful idiots.